The Adventures of Avery Finn by Christina Daniels. My human companion tells me I am special because I am adopted. A year ago, I was living at the animal shelter. Humans visit the animal shelter looking for a special animal to bring to their home and love. Once you get chosen to go to a new home, you become a part of a family. That is what adoption is, when you are invited to be a part of a family. My human found me at a local animal shelter and brought me home to live with her and another cat named Miss Dixie. My name is Avery Finn. I am a 2-year-old cat with a handsome coat of gray and white fur. I love the outdoors, even though I am inside most of the time. My dream is to become a great outdoor adventurer. I am good at hunting birds, climbing trees, and making friends. And this is a story I want to share with you. It is about my first outdoor adventure. My favorite time of the day is morning. It's when I get my human out of bed to feed me, and she picks me up and throws me over her shoulder, and I ride over her shoulder and am carried to the kitchen for breakfast. Behind me usually follows my friend Dixie. Now, I would prefer to start my day with a meal of bird or even lizard, but I settle for the strong smell of the cat food that comes out of a can and is placed at my feet. After breakfast, I move to the living room window. This is where I spend hours watching the neighborhood birds. Sometimes I jump up on my hind legs because I want to touch those fuzzy feathers. But the window keeps me from the birds. It really is difficult to be an explorer but not be able to get outside to hunt and play. I jump down from the window and look for my human so I can ask to be let outside. When I find her, she's in a hurry, and instead of telling me how cute I look, she rushes down the stairs, grabs her bag, and races out the front door. I listen for the familiar sound of the lock turning, but I don't hear it. I watch the door, certain she'll come back. I wait and wait. Then a gust of wind blows open the door with a loud thunk. Creeping forward, I try to see what's happened. The big door is open, and the other door, which has a screen I love to climb, is shut. I sit up on my haunches, trying to get a better view, and when I can't see, I leap forward with my front claws extended and reach for the screen door. My claws catch. Hanging from the screen, I see a group of birds in the yard. Excited, I begin to move my claws, and this tears the screen. I jump down and I think for a bit. Then I jump back onto the screen, right over the tear. I stick my front paw through the opening, and then I push my face against the tear, and it rips into a hole. Into the hole, I push my shoulder, and with a shove, I fall through and tumble onto the front porch. This was not a good landing. I stood up and turned around to see if anybody was watching. Miss Dixie was sitting in the window laughing. "You're going to be in so much trouble. You should come back inside, Avery Finn." No way. I am an adventurer and have birds to hunt. I turned my back on Dixie and stalked the doves that had gathered in the neighbor's front flower bed. Jumping out to scare the dove gets them to fly away. Pleased that I had scared them, I started to turn around and head back to Dixie in the house. But my attractive pink nose detected a very interesting smell. I followed the scent through the neighbor's flower bed, behind some shrubs, and stopped at a wooden door. This is what claws were made for, I think, as I scrambled over the door. Hopping down gracefully into an alley, I sniff out the aroma of rotting food. The smell is coming from a large trash dumpster. I climb in and I notice there are several bags. When I find the one that smells best, I claw a hole in the side and begin munching. While I'm nibbling on an old hamburger, my ears perk up, and I see a truck coming towards me in the alley. A red truck pulls up in front of the garbage and stirs up a cloud of dust, and I hide behind the dumpster, and I watch to see if the human who's driving the truck shares my love for dumpster diving. I like anyone who will share a meal with me. I step closer and watch the man get out of his truck. He pulls up the back of his pants and grunts, and then pulls several objects out of his truck, which he tosses into the dumpster. Loudly, I meow, "Hello." Meow. The man turns and looks at me. He's wearing dusty jeans, a hat, and brown boots. When he spots me, the tall man leans over. I assume to take a better look at my shiny gray coat. Without warning, the man picks up his foot and tries to kick me. I hiss, and I back away from his boot. In a hurry to escape, I jumped over a fence and I hid. The man doesn't follow me, and when I feel safe, I think about what I want to do next on this adventure. I chased birds, climbed trees, explored backyards, and then chased more birds. I explored new smells and new views from the highest tree branches, and later found a quiet, cool porch to take a nap on. A creaky back door closed and woke me up, and I see a woman standing over me. "Oh, pretty kitty, who are you? What a handsome cat." I take an immediate liking to this human, and I got up to sniff her. "Whose cat are you?" she asks, as she bent down and looked at the tag on my collar. Proudly stretching to show off my shiny coat of fur, I tried to rub against her leg, but the woman said, "Yuck, kitty, you smell like garbage. What have you gotten into?" She tried to look again at the tag on my collar, but this time I felt embarrassed, and I pulled back. I had forgotten to bathe myself after the dumpster. I looked at my fur and was disappointed to find that my shiny coat was covered with dirt and leaves. I tried to lick the leaves off, but I smelled terrible. Feeling very sad, I decided I should go home. But where was I? I was hungry and wanted the comfort of my human. I made my goodbyes and started walking towards the gate, but the porch lady caught me. "Hey, what are you doing?" I cried. She would not put me down, so I cried louder. "Meow, meow." And then the woman from the porch carried me inside her house and put me into a room and closed the door. I sat and waited for the porch lady to return. I waited so long that I fell asleep. When I woke up, I couldn't remember where I was, and I felt frightened. This was not the kind of adventure I had been looking for. This was horrible. I wanted to go home, and I began to cry. I cried and cried, and then I curled up into a very tiny ball of gray and white fur. I felt badly about tearing the screen and leaving home. Maybe Dixie was right. I should never have left. I really miss Dixie. If I ever get home again, I'll tell her. But I didn't even finish the sentence because just then the door opened and my human walked in. She picked me up and said, "Avery, did you have an adventure?" "You silly cat. Would you like to go home?" She carried me out of the house, and I rode over her shoulder the whole way home. That night, after lots of love and gentle petting from both Dixie and my mistress, I fell asleep and dreamed about what I would do on my next big adventure.